Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, and today we're going to have a real quick look at this old school digital brother keyboard. Now, back in the day when we didn't have computers or word processors, we had typewriters. And it only occurs to me now how much actual manual work you had to put in for a typewriter. If you needed to go to the next line down, like let's say you took up all the page, you would have to hit a certain thing to bring it back. Every freaking line, and I forgot all about it until I started working with this. This one doesn't actually jump down to the next octave. It'll pretty much tell you when it's reached the end, and then it's so strange because if you're writing something, you know exactly what you're writing. You have to write it in chunks, and then when you get to the end, you have to hit something. You can't just keep going, which was definitely something very curious. But man, back in the day when you had typewriters, you couldn't backspace. There was no backspace, so you screwed up. There was not a lot you could do. You just make it look horrible. And so you had to put a lot of concentration into this. You had to really think about it. Now on this, you can write a certain amount, and then it'll give you a bit of a warning. But you can write a certain amount, and that certain amount will show up right here. And as you type it, once you get to a certain point, it'll start typing. So you have the ability to backspace. So here, let's give this a try with a random line. Today, I punched a snowman in the face because reasons. The snowman... Oh, so there's telling me I'm at the end. I'm at the end. So if I want to decide what I'm going to make my next line, I have to go backspace. The snowman... What about the snowman? There we go. Okay, so I've had to stop my train of thought to hit enter to go down to the next line. These days we just kind of take that stuff for granted, but every line you have to hit something. The snowman was not very happy. I think I put too many R's in very. I always do that. He called my mother and complained. Okay, so now I've... Oh, wait, going down the next line. Complain. You can see my excellent writing ability. Anyways, no spell check. Definitely no spell check. It's just interesting to get this kind of tech where what you write comes out on basically a calculator style LED. And this is the kind of history that just passes us by, and we forget all about it. I was born in 81, and I never remember seeing anything like this. I remember typewriters, I remember word processors, but I don't remember things like this. But that's probably because when these things were out, they were unbelievably expensive, and not the type of thing that my parents would really be into. But even if the neighbors had it, not exactly the type of thing you plop down in front of a kid. It's just, it's an interesting piece. It's an interesting time. Easily forgotten about. I've heard of computers where you could program in BASIC, where all you had was basically something like this, except maybe it went a little bit further over. But man, how could you program in something like this? It's just amazing. It's baffling. It's an interesting, intriguing time when it comes to tech, stuff like this. Apparently there is a market for them. They are collectible, which is good, which is interesting. This is the old school kind of laptop. Man, it just passes me by. It passed me by completely. I didn't even know about this stuff. Didn't even know. Anyways, that's it for me. Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. And if you want more retro tech, let me know. It's just a lot of fun. Oh yeah, one last thing is, I gotta figure out exactly how, but you get... Somehow you just clip that on, and then handles pop out. Oh, maybe I should turn it off first. And then handles come up, and then away you go, once you actually figure out how to pick it up. Have a good one, folks. Catch you later.